Hello, it's the big show. You're probably expecting Ewan. He's on manoeuvres elsewhere, busy boy. So I've got a fantastic, amazing panel to talk about the week in tech, and they are fantastic. You can't beat this, I tell you. Starting us off, it's one of my favourite people in the world. It's Sarah. How are you?
Oh, I'm first. My God, I'm honoured. It never happens with Mr. Rankins on the show.
Yeah. Things are
I'm
gonna
honoured.
things are gonna change.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. Sounds good. You all right?
Righto.
Yeah, I'm not too bad at all. I'm one day away from a good nearly 2 weeks off work, so I'm kind
Oh,
of
wow.
one more day. I can feel it. I can actually feel it. I've got start the wine already, and that may become more apparent as the show goes on.
good.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So
Sounds cool.
yeah. And next up is Kelly. Hello, Kelly.
Hi, Paul.
Hello, how are you? That's what you say. Hello, Paul. Well, shall we just sit here and have a chat, shall we? Just me and you? Just shoot the breeze, you know?
Yeah, don't
Why
worry.
not?
The rest of us won't worry. We'll just sit here and listen.
We'll just watch. Let me get my camera out.
Jeff's secret camera.
Just got this iPad case? No. Okay.
No. It's going to go down in legend, that blooming iPad case. I'm going to
Hi,
buy...
Paul.
Hi, Kelly.
How's it, darling?
It's all good. It's all good. Trying to hold everything together, but I try my best.
Best of luck.
Thank you. And the man I aspire to be, the man manual that is my life. It's Mr. Jeff Gammett. How are you, sir?
Wow, no pressure there.
What an
Mildly
introduction.
terrified at that intro. Yeah.
I'm doing great, and based on how you lit up when you started talking with Sarah and Kelly, I can tell you're doing great too.
Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I can see what sort of show we're going to have tonight, can't we?
Apparently so.
Yes.
British
And
Tech
who am I
Network
to
doesn't
judge?
judge.
No. And probably wondering what he's doing here because of the way we're going on. And at first time, boy, he's going to... And first in memory, hopefully he will come back. It's Lee! Hello, Lee!
Hey, how's everyone
Yes.
doing?
We're doing a fine job of convincing you to return, aren't we?
Exactly. Now, Lee, for those...
Yeah,
Yeah. So for those who don't know, or the people at the bash will know who you are because you drove a very, very long way to be there.
it was worth it. It was a good day.
Yeah.
It was a good day.
Yeah,
Really enjoyed it.
let me tell you a quick story. I was at the bash, and I was walking down the road, and a man pulled up in a car. And he ran down his window, and he went, Paul! And I went, hello! And he said, do you want a lift to the bash? I was like, yeah, oh, it's Lee. Oh, nice work. Yeah, I'll get a lift to the bash. Came home, I told my wife the same story. She went, you got in a car with a man you don't know.
And one that looked like
Now
me
that
as
just
well.
sounds like a
It's
party.
just wrong.
But I know Lee now, and he's a very good chap and a very.
So how close were you? How close to the bash were you when?
I was just going for a wander. I was trying to get out of the gazebo building. That was the point. I thought I'll go for a walk.
So this you weren't in Norwich or anything?
No, it's acceptable in Norwich. You can do that because you probably are. Anyone who picks you up, you can trace your family tree back to anyone. So you know.
Okay. So you were a lot nearer British Tech Towers then.
I was very near British Tech Towers, and there's a lot of love around British Tech Towers, as you can see from tonight's show already. But anyway,
I should say that Paul was looking incredibly shifty as he was walking along the road. I was just trying to keep him out of trouble. I didn't know where he'd come from, to be honest.
We were in Birmingham. Everyone looks shifty. Oh, bugger.
That's
Anyway,
going to upset a few people.
yeah, I know. I get emails every week. But anyway, we're here.
Paul looks forward to your letters.
And your photographs.
No, actually, no, I'm not even going to go there. So we're here to discuss the week in tech. Couple of things from the UK perspective. This week in the UK, we are finally allowed to rip music from CDs. Now, my question is, what's a CD? And haven't we all been doing it forever anyway?
I think
It's
so.
a lot like a Victrola, except that the platter is shiny.
I don't know I don't know how long the House of Lords in this country spent kind of passing this law, but does it really mean
Well,
anything?
a bloody long time from the sound of it, because you're just now getting around to making that a legal thing.
Because you've had it for a while, haven't you, over there? As a fair use.
Oh, yeah.
Technically forever, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Although you can do it as long as you don't break the DRM to do it.
Right.
But that's that bit in Windows Media Center where it says, "Do you want to add copyright protection?" You say no, and it goes, "You know this is a bad thing." You go, "Yeah, I'm going to rip my CD anyway." But
Pretty much, yeah. Or iTunes does the same thing. It'll go, "Do you want to make a copy?" Yeah. Okay. There you go.
so have we have Apple and Microsoft been making us illegal for years by allowing us to do it? I guess they have, haven't they?
Oh. Which campaign was it that was Rip Mix Burn? Wasn't that the original iPod ad push?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, that was the
Oh.
iTunes.
Ah,
Oh,
that's right,
iTunes, okay.
Ah. But yeah, that was the point of the iPod, wasn't it? Because there wasn't so much of a store when the first iPod was released, so
Right.
you were kind of encouraged to rip your CDs, weren't you?
Yeah, please do, so you can put the music on your iPod.
So hello, Mr. Policeman, cast me in irons and take me away. I've been doing it for years.
Does anybody think that this could actually lead to a bit of a rise in the purchase of CDs now that people are obviously be allowed to buy them? Prices are going down a little bit, and it could sort of tempt people away from things like Spotify and Beats Music, etc.
I'm going to go with the big no.
I'm going to go with a yes.
The day of
Ooh.
the CD is going away,
I
and people
disagree,
have so
Jeff.
many other options for
But not
getting
gone.
the music. Yeah,
But
they're
not gone. There are people who go to the store and buy a CD and come home and take off the shrink wrap. And so I think for those people, for people who are still going to go out of their way to buy a CD, I think there's probably a little bit. If you are still that person and that is your primary means of music acquisition, I think yes, you may buy more because you can make copies of it, and you know that that's now 100% okay.
Yeah, but I'm betting the people that have been buying CDs already have just been ripping them anyhow because
Yeah,
they can.
I was going to say that's exactly what I've been doing, is make absolutely no difference. I still prefer, if it's an album that I like, I will try and buy the CD, and then I'll rip the CD, and that's my MP3, and the CD becomes my backup.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
That's what I do. Like, I still buy the occasional CD. It depends on what it is, but I will still buy them. But people for whom this is a primary thing are probably people who, I'm guessing a not insignificant number of those people are people who waited because it's against the law. So now they can rip them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like 10 people.
Yeah.
You
'Cause
know,
everyone else is already doing it, and everyone else is probably like, there was a law that said I couldn't do this.
yeah, wait, this was illegal? Yeah.
Yeah, because the first question that Windows Media Center or iTunes does, you put a CD in, it goes, "You want me to rip this?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "Well, yeah, of course I do, because I want it on my iPod or I want it on my phone."
Why do you think I put it in? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But at no point does it go, actually, by doing this, it's probably illegal. So, because they'd have no
Right.
business, the original iPod model would have no business model without people ripping CDs, would it? Because
Precisely.
So Apple's almost built its kind of empire on kind of the illegal ripping of CDs, because the iPod wouldn't have taken off as much if people weren't allowed to do it. So,
Mm-hmm.
oh, good. Well, the UK has finally caught up with the rest of the world. Or,
And I have to tell you how excited I am, because
Oh.
this is the one time in the world where, like, America's had something forever, and now you guys get it, and then we get to go, oh, that's cute. Because all the rest of the time we come here and we talk about mobile stuff, and you guys, and we're like, AT&T will unlock your phone, and all y'all with accents are all like, that's cute. Aren't you Americans adorable? Let me pat your head. That's what you guys end up doing. So for once, the tables are turned on BTN, and I'm very pleased.
I can rip my Spice Girls CDs without any force of retribution.
Yes, you can.
Oh,
Indeed.
all two of them. And talking about kind of piracy and things like that, the UK police have taken an interesting stand on illegal websites. They're hijacking banner ads, informing people that they are on an illegal website.
Now, are they
How is a
hijacking or are they
website
actually
illegal?
paying for the ads?
Well, it's a thing called Project Sunblock, which is it is an initiative, and I think they're working with the advertisers on this. And basically, yeah, it's a banner ad, and you go onto the website and it says, you're streaming your Game of Thrones from this website. Are you aware it's illegal? And I think most people are going to go, yeah, I'm probably.
Well, duh.
Well, yeah. And I think their argument is that people who don't realise they're doing it illegally will go, oh, and there's those 3 people who didn't rip their CDs. They're going, oh, I didn't realise it was illegal. I will shut down right now. But
I was going to say it's the same 10 people Jeff was talking about earlier. Yeah.
I think also there's a scare factor that I think they probably think that if people think that they can be seen doing this illegally, then they're more likely to not do it.
Yeah.
They think they're getting the ad because someone looked in the window and saw them doing it and went, oh, I'll show you, tappity tap, and now they get this ad.
Yeah, because obviously the problem that we're in the UK, there's been a lot of takedowns with like Pirate Bay and a lot of like FileTube and things like that. And obviously you can get around those with VPNs and things like that. But people who are going to steal stuff are going to steal it anyway, aren't they? Is a banner really going to... If you are a prolific pirate, and I talked on the big show last week, we've got this thing in the UK where if you pirate, you get a letter, and if you carry on pirating, you get another letter, and if you carry on pirating, you get another letter.
And then eventually you get a stern letter.
Do they eventually... I was just going to say, do they become stern at some point?
Being typically British, even the stern letter will say, oh, please don't do it.
No, Jim,
really think that would not be such a good idea.
No, Jeff is absolutely correct. You actually get a 4th stern letter. What happens after the 4th stern letter?
Then they send you a letter where they say, all right, now we're getting cross.
No, they don't. They wait a year and then send you the first letter again.
What?
Because the ISP said that, because obviously the repercussions would be like, cutting off your broadband or throttling your limit, your speed and all that sort of thing. And apparently the ISPs in this country said that's against European law. So actually, you can pirate all you want, really, and the only thing they can do is just send you lots of letters, and they're hoping that the letters would kind of go, oh, well, they know that I'm doing it. But if you get to 4 letters, and then they wait a year, and then you get another 4 letters, you're going to go, I can pretty much get away with this.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a deterrent to... That doesn't sound like a deterrent to the actual people at all. Like, if you go on a torrent site, you will see that there's, like, one dude who has posted the high-quality copy of every episode of every season of some show. Yeah. That guy getting 4 letters, you know what he's going to do with those 4 letters? He's going to go buy a little binder, and then every time he gets one, he's going to stick it in the binder, and then he's just going to, like, later show off his collection of sternly worded letters to other people.
Yeah, I think so. They could probably wallpaper their office or something.
There's going to be a Tumblr now of, like, uses for stern letters from the UK government.
The ridiculous thing is, I first heard about this, I think it was about 6 months ago that the idea of this was mooted, and then everything seemed to go quiet for a period of time, and I thought, maybe they're listening to people like Paul, because everybody's had this opinion at the end of the day. And then it comes out last week that it's so British, isn't it? Because they're going ahead with it. It's just, mind boggles. It's not going to be any kind of a deterrent at all. It's one of the most ridiculous things I've heard since I got into tech, to be honest.
I think it will deter some people, but I don't think it's going to deter the sources of the piracy. And for people who aren't necessarily aware, it's the person who has uploaded the file, and when, like, if you're on a torrent site and you are downloading and uploading at the same time, that makes you a lawbreaker as well. If you are just downloading, technically that's not the illegal piece. It's that you are sharing that with other people that makes it illegal. So that guy that's got all those torrents and that computer that sits off in the corner of his house that is doing nothing but seed and upload that stuff at a crazy rate, that guy is not going to be deterred by this. But somebody who casually, like, looked for something on Netflix and couldn't find it, and looked for it on Amazon Prime and couldn't find it, and goes, maybe I should go download it from that place my kids are always telling me about, and goes and tries it and gets a letter, that person might stop.
Yeah.
Might.
And I think it's also because they're kind of the thing they were talking about, the letters, was kind of like they're going, oh, there's parents who don't know that their kids are upstairs downloading all this kind of thing, and it would make the parents take some sort of kind of onus of saying, oh, you shouldn't do that anymore. But
I'm saying
it'll be as sternly worded as the letter.
Yeah,
that's right. Now children, don't do that, or I will tell you again sternly not to do that.
I think the problem the problem is that most parents who allow children to have computers in their bedroom probably haven't got a clue or the ability to be able to control what they're doing.
No, if you've got no
It's
technical
only us
knowledge.
geeks
No.
that have that.
Exactly.
ability.
And bless my daughter, she gets all sorts of rubbish. Me, keep an eye on what she looks at. But
Jufro Jim made a point. The probability of getting malware from a pirate is more troublesome than the letters, and that's totally true. Like, you can't guarantee that Game of Thrones finale.mov is what you're actually downloading. So it could be worse than that. It's difficult to say.
yeah, but you know what the
I think that's a fantastic point, because I think we've all been stung at some point, I think, from a torrent site at some point where we've downloaded something that we thought was absolutely fine, but you've had something there that's hidden, especially newcomers and people that are just getting started. But what I would have thought is, I think you're absolutely right, Kelly, that the one-time, two-time sort of end users that are going in, yes, they're going to be scared off by the letters, but what kind of a tactic can be employed to actually get the people that are seeding all of these torrents and that are, the big guys, as it were, because it's obvious to anyone that lives and breathes that there's no way these letters are going to stop them from doing it. So how on earth can the government do anything to be able to attack them?
Oh, it's making content conveniently available and affordable, because that's why. Well, yeah, it's the scarcity of content sometimes that makes people pirate, and the expense of it sometimes. So I think if you can make content, I think kind of music streaming has done that in a way. If content was available and affordable, people would probably pay for it for the convenience and not go into these torrent sites. And that's
so don't take away the ability, but take away the need for it.
Yeah, if you take away Netflix has done that in a way. Obviously in this country, it's it's not as great as it is in other countries. Get a VPN and go to Canada. That's a great Netflix experience. But Spotify and things like that, they have done that, and it has converted a lot of people. I said in the last story, what's a CD? A lot of kids, my daughter's 11 years old. She doesn't listen to CDs, she listens to Spotify or things off the media center. The convenience of having it there, people would rather pay for it than go to the nefarious kind of methods of trying to download it from dodgy sites, because there is that risk. Like Kelly says, it's not the thing you're downloading. And the great thing about torrents, and not that I've ever visited a dodgy file sharing site, but they're all zip files or RAR files, and
You seem to know a lot about it for somebody who's never been there, Paul.
I've never been there. Like I say, legally, my lawyer.
He heard from some other people.
I heard from as an IT professional who hears many people's IT problems. I heard through many people that is the sort of thing that they experience.
I think the content thing is a really
I think, given the fact
valid
that
argument.
I know where you work, I think it's. I think,
I-
given you know where you work, Paul, and I know where you work,
That's rather
it's
threatening.
absolutely right that
That's
you
right.
have to have some sort of knowledge of this.
I know, that's rather threatening. I know where you
No,
work.
what I'm trying to say is,
It's like I know where you live.
It's perfectly within your job description, your rights to suss these sites out.
To know
is
and
what I'm saying.
understand.
Yes.
Well, the thing about
Absolutely.
iTunes that I remember when iTunes started, just as music before there were iPhones or anything, when you could go buy songs, one of the things that I remember was you could buy a song for $1. And really it was Apple that sort of set that yardstick, because for a lot of people, I can either go find a site, look for a torrent, download a file, then use that file to download the song I actually want, if it's just one, and then I have to wait for it to finish, and then I have to hope that it's actually the song and not some other song. And if it's a remix or something, I need to make sure I'm getting the right version too. Or I can go to iTunes and I can give them $1 and move on with my life.
Yeah,
And
honestly.
Apple made it easier to buy it than to steal it.
Yes.
And video
Yes.
content producers have no concept of the make it easier for me to buy it than to steal it. And do you know how I know this? The reason I know this is because I have a Blu-ray player in that closet back there. And whenever I put a disc into that Blu-ray player, the first thing I have to do is sit through an inescapable, unskippable ad about Blu-ray is awesome. And you know what? I already know that. Do you know how I know? Because I bought the player that plays your movie. That's how I know.
Do you get
Don't.
No, I completely agree with you, Kelly. And the whole point about it is it's
Calm
ridiculous
down.
because DRM.
No. Oh, you think
All
this?
All it does is hack off the people that are genuine.
Me.
The real.
I'm trying to be legit. I hauled my butt down to Best Buy and put up with the idiot guy who asked me where my boyfriend was because clearly that could be the only thing I was looking for at Best Buy. And then I brought it home and then I put it in the player and it says, you know what you need? Blu-ray. You know what? I already know. Yeah. And that's the reason that it upsets me, and I feel bad for Lee because this isn't even worked up yet. But anyway, until
Kelly.
Until that advertisement goes away.
Rubber shoulders.
There's a comic. Is it the Oatmeal? You guys might know. There was a comic that was put in the DVD. Here's what happens when you go to the store and buy a movie to try to be a legitimate consumer.
Yes.
You put it in the DVD player. There's an update. You have to sit through the update. Then you have to sit through the Blu-ray advertisement. Then you have to sit through a trailer. Then you probably have to sit through another trailer. Then there may be just a flat-out commercial for something that was inexplicably tied into the movie in some sort of promotional campaign. And then you get to the menu, and maybe then you can watch the movie. And if you go get it off the Pirate Bay or whatever, download, click play. It's like the difference in instructions between doing something on a Windows machine and doing something on a Mac. There's like 27 steps over here, and over here there's like 3. And it is unbelievably frustrating that they can't figure this out.
Well, the thing that makes me laugh is when you buy a Blu-ray or you go to the cinema, they always put the piracy advert in front of your DVD or in the cinema. They go, don't pirate things. You're like, I'm here, I'm paying for it. Don't tell me. Oh, sorry, did I? I had fuel to the fire there, didn't I?
No, it's absolutely the truth. It's the same sort of thing. It's right there on the front. Don't steal it. You put the don't steal it on the thing I paid for. So, yeah.
I reckon that Ewan is sitting there listening to this podcast thinking, I'll tell you what, I thought it was only me that could get this worked up, but apparently not.
I can do it too.
No, Ewan knows how worked up Kelly can get.
So,
I listened to one a couple of months ago. It was good. It was golden.
So,
but that's, for me, that's really frustrating. And until the movie industry figures this out, the way the music industry had to have it beaten into them, like the one thing I figured would happen is that the people in charge on the movie side, who incidentally are a lot of the people who are in charge of things on the music side, might have learned a lesson, and they haven't. And it is so confusing to me that they can't figure out that this is what is happening.
No, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. But I will intervene because this is a BTN meditation moment for everyone. Like, everyone put their hands together.
I'm going to put them together around my cider. Here we go.
And be calm. And I will play the calming sound of whale music into this podcast so that we can move on. Oh! 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 And relax.
You almost owed me a new keyboard. That was almost cider out the nose.
As this is a BTN Big Show, we ask everyone to bring a story. They may be as fraught as the last, but we will see what we do. Sarah, my dear, bring some calm into my world.
Okay, right. This is slightly out of well, actually, it's not out of left field. It's more science than technology, but it is very relevant, especially to something I would actually I hope they really managed to do. I found this article about how Samsung particularly are working on some technology to allow vision problems to be fixed through the way that tablets render the content. So if you've got you need glasses like me, and sometimes even strain to read the content because websites or apps make the stuff so small on there you still can't read it even without a magnifying glass. This sounds exactly the kind of thing that would be absolutely fantastic news. The basic idea is that it uses software to alter the light from each pixel on the screen using the known prescription of the person who's using its glasses. so that it would alter it according to whatever prescription they're actually using. So it's like, oh yes, bring it on. I absolutely would love this.
That's actually really cool.
That sounds awesome.
I mean, I don't know whether anyone else well, Jeff wears glasses, I don't know whatever, but I definitely, the sooner the better, really. In fact, if they can put it into monitors as well, and tiny little laptop screens like this, then that would be absolutely fantastic. The sooner the better.
So how are they doing that then? That's have you got a link for that, Sarah? Hello?
I'm guessing some rival company didn't like the idea of us knowing that Samsung was working on something that might actually be cool. So they just took Sarah down.
Oh.
Huh? Oh, they've taken her right out, haven't they?
She has gone.
Off altogether. But she did post a link in the chat, and it's a BBC link.
Okay. I've got some editing to do this weekend then. So I didn't want to do anything this weekend. What's going on?
Well, you had nothing else on your schedule, I'm sure.
Well, it may be my fault because, like I said before, to get Lee in, I had to invite numerous people, and then people came in, and oh, come on, don't do this to me. No, not my I don't want my circles. Damn you, Google Plus. No, I don't want
I think it's all my fault. I'm a complete Google Plus newbie. I've never used it until tonight, so obviously it was difficult for Paul to be able to try and find me.
It was you.
It was me. It was me. I've destroyed it on my first day.
Right.
Well, I hope you're happy now.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I'm stunningly happy, Jeff.
Oh, perfect. Well, then it's all cool.
Oh, hurrah.
It's all good.
Right, so engineers have developed a prototype tablet display that compensates for an individual's vision problems. The system uses software to... Oh, this is what Sarah said. There's also a plastic pinhole filter to enhance the sharpness of the image. So this is like Samsung kind of doing their little bit of overlaying thing onto Android, isn't it? Because obviously they don't believe that Android is good enough for them, because they always kind of layer something over the top, don't they?
Sure, but I could see where, if they do this right, this could turn out to be really useful tech outside of Android devices.
Oh, certainly.
I mean, the idea of being able to sit down at my computer or my iPhone or my iPad, whatever, and not have to put my glasses on to actually use the device, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I suppose smartphone screens, even the bigger they get, they're still difficult to read for many people, aren't they?
And I'm assuming it would use the cameras on the device to figure out exactly where you are, so it could adjust the image appropriately so that it's focused. Because if you get closer or farther away, that would change how the focus needs to work.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. So they've been developed in California. They did it on an iPod. The prototype was actually an iPod, even though it's Samsung. They did it on an iPod. Using a pinhole mask attached to the screen to check images. Oh, I see. Yeah, so basically it just makes the image far clearer, doesn't it? That's pretty natty. I think it's a shame we lost Sarah, because I don't know what she's done. I do apologise to everyone. Technical issues happen, and they happen to me.
She's coming back. It'll be good.
Yeah, she'll be like our own little phoenix.
Exactly. All right. Well, I will obviously have to redo this story and then re-edit it, as you do, because I'm some sort of professional. Kelly, do you have a story for us, madam?
I do. It's kind of an interesting one, I think. So today, just today, Microsoft lost an appeal in court a federal judge had ordered that it has to comply with a U.S. warrant that wants email data that's on servers in Ireland. And Microsoft said a warrant issued in the U.S. doesn't work on stuff in Ireland. And a judge here said, no, we're going to go ahead and say that that's true. So part of the reason this is interesting is because Apple and Cisco both filed amicus briefs in Microsoft's favor. So this is something a whole lot of technology companies think is a terrible idea. So Microsoft is going to appeal some more, and it's going to be interesting to see where this ends up, mostly for us.
Okay.
You know, the idea of any government saying that that they have jurisdiction outside of where they would normally be assumed to have jurisdiction, like on their own land, kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Well, anyone could say it, but for a judge to agree is the part that I find concerning, that a judge would say, oh yeah, you totally have to cough up that email. I just don't think that's okay.
No. So basically they're saying they have jurisdiction over emails on any country, really, then?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to say, and it just so happens that the case that they're using as the test is in Ireland.
Okay. So what are they after in Ireland? What is the reason for actually doing this?
Email. There's email on a server in somewhere in Ireland. Let me look at the original.
Are you talking about the Microsoft emails court case?
Yes.
Over the ones held in Ireland, yeah.
Oh. Hi. Hello, Sarah.
We missed you while you were gone, Sarah.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. Chrome that's running Hangouts on air literally just crashed.
Just tell me it wasn't my fault, and I'll feel better.
No, I don't think it was your fault.
Yay! Yes.
I think it was just because I... Go on, Kelly.
The point of in the initial article on TechCrunch about this appeal is the example they use is American search warrants aren't worth a thing in China, and Chinese search warrants aren't of much use in California. So it doesn't make much sense that it would be any different anywhere else. So I thought that was kind of an interesting story. And I will put the link in the chat so you guys have it. But I'm very interested in how this turns out, because this is going to be one of those things where, like, it wasn't really considered. Like, the internet wasn't considered when all this stuff was written because the internet didn't really exist then. And so seeing how these sort of laws change and evolve and update over time is going to be a very interesting exercise.
Because that's the question. Do laws actually change? Don't actually change in turn with technology, do they? They're so
not a bit.
Yeah.
As you pointed out in your story from the beginning.
Exactly. You know, it's so far behind, isn't it? It's crazy that, because laws take so long to pass that at the point that they actually are passed, that you're a decade away from the thing you were trying to fight in the first place.
I think that's always the way. Is when you've got, particularly with digital criminals, they're always going to be one step ahead of the law, because the law takes a long time to catch up in any country. And we're in a situation now where data can be anywhere in the world, even though its jurisdiction for the company that uses it could be in a completely different part of the world, as is happening. And this case proves that point interesting. I mean, when I first read it, I thought, oh my God, that's quite scary. The idea that a US company could get a hold of data anywhere else in the world, in terms of it regards its jurisdiction as being worldwide. Yeah. But it's quite an interesting case, and the US Justice Department cite the fact that the banks have to hand over transaction records held in foreign countries as justification for why they feel that they should win this case. And that's a very good point, banking laws are normally within a particular jurisdiction, and tax and everything else records mean that those transactions have to be monitored in the country that they happen. So just because the computer records might be elsewhere doesn't necessarily mean that the authorities can't get their hands on it.
It's terrifying that they can kind of, get that information from wherever, because there's certain laws in, certainly EU and that sort of thing that are meant to protect us from that sort of thing, isn't there? That's the scariest bit about it. So it's blimey, I should be careful what I said now.
I think we watched this case with interest, definitely.
Oh yes.
That is that's proper scary. Okay, Sarah, I'm going to do some editing this weekend, but
you want to get back to my story?
We can take you from the top, and then we'll go again. I do apologise.
Right. Okay. My story is an interesting concept of where engineers have been working on a prototype of tablet displays that allows it to take account of visual impairments that users may have, and this is just including for those that have. It's not just major visibility issues. It's also for people who work like me that wear glasses, and one of the things that irritates hell out of me when I'm using my tablet or my phone is the fact that apps or website developers don't necessarily allow for this. And now, as a website developer myself, I've always been really big on accessibility issues, so I try to make account of that, but not everybody does. So if they can build the technology into the device itself that would enable you to adjust it according to your particular requirements based on your glasses prescription or your contact lenses prescription, I'm all for it. Bring it on as soon as possible.
So how are they managing to do this then? Obviously they're sending a different signal.
It says that the system uses software to alter the light from each individual pixel on the screen based on the person's glasses prescription. Researchers also added that a thin plastic pinhole filter. Also added a thin plastic pinhole filter to enhance the sharpness of the image. The team say the technology could help millions and who need corrective lenses to use their digital devices.
So you have to leave your glasses on and tell it what your prescription is, but then you can take them off.
I would imagine so, yeah. So it's doing the job of your glasses for you. But the thing I like about it is the fact that obviously, I don't know how often you go to the optician to have your eyes checked, but I don't do it that often. And I like the idea of being able to tweak that as my eyesight deteriorates to whatever I need it to, on any particular day or month or year.
Well, I had horrible vision, horrible vision, and got them lasered. So I'm on both ends of the spectrum. So to me, this would be amazing to not have to have, particularly if you could do this on a phone, where in the night when I don't have my contacts in or I don't have my glasses on and my phone goes off and I need to know why it's just made that terrifying noise, I can look at it and be able to see it and not have to worry about where my glasses are at the same time. That would be incredible.
So do you have that problem, Kelly? You need your glasses for your iPhone?
No, I don't need glasses for anything now, but I was so blind that when we moved into our new house, I counted steps for everything.
Really?
Because I couldn't see well enough. I couldn't see well enough to do anything if I did not have a visual aid, whether it was fumble for my glasses or have my contacts in. I had to know how many steps things were from other things. So, of course, when the power's out, I get around awesome. But I was the only one who could do anything in the house in complete darkness. And Mr. Kelly had no idea, and he was like, I don't know. I'm like, it's 14 steps from here to the bathroom. How do you know that? Because I counted. Why did you count? Because I can't see, and so I have to. So, and the terrifying noise I was referring to is like when you get a weather alert or the government alerts on your phone. That's a terrifying noise, and they never seem to go off in the daytime. So anyway, I've been on that side of it, and like I was always the kid with my nose in the book, because if I held the book in my lap, I couldn't see it, like literally right up here. So I totally know what that's like and how hard it is to function without something primary like vision that's available to you all the time, which was my concern, was half the time it was really not available to me. So I totally get it. This sounds really exciting. This is the kind of stuff that I'm always looking forward to, is more people being able to use the technology that I sort of take for granted now.
Yeah, because it's almost like technology is kind of geared towards people who can just see perfectly, and
Exactly.
yeah, you know, I know that Apple do a lot for accessibility and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they've been criticised recently for their accessibility, even though it's actually very good. But if you could put something in plain sight, you know, like this, there could be technology could be built into phones,
Mm-hmm.
and you could, you know, the day you take it out of the box and you go, what is your prescription, and it works straight away. That would be amazing.
Yeah,
That would
I
be
mean,
wonderful.
just tablets though, because once if you get to a point where the technology to do this is perfected,
Mm-hmm.
it can be incorporated. You think about all the things that we use with screens on them now. That okay, this is a relatively new technology, but it could have massive consequences. I mean, obviously you can't really
Certainly.
use it for something like a TV, because obviously it has to be for personal devices. Because obviously otherwise the prescription would need to be different, potentially be different for everybody. But I just think it's a great way of solving a problem.
Well, and tablets are a great place to start.
It's almost the ultimate in accessibility, really.
Yeah. Well, because a tablet, a lot of people read on that now. Like, my stepdad got an iPad for Christmas. He reads his email. He reads longer form news stories, things like that. So he doesn't do a whole lot of sending and like content creation. I know you can. He does not. And other people I know, older people who have iPads, are primarily using it to read, and they're using it for intake.
Yeah.
I'm reading my email. I'm reading Facebook. I'm reading, the news stories that people sent me links to or whatever. That's what they're doing with it. And so for people who are trying to use it as an intake device, that I think is really exciting, and I think that's the primary piece for a lot of regular folks who are doing this, and I think that's great.
Yeah, because they'll probably go out and buy another device that they can. I don't know if they can see a Kindle any more clearly, but they're probably going buying secondary devices that they can see. But if your primary device could be the one that you could see all of the time, that's a win for for Apple, for Google, for Samsung. That's a really good kind of use of technology.
So would this, if you had this, say, on, I don't know, on an iPad or something like that, would that restrict the ability to be able to, share it amongst your kids, for example, if you've got one that's got bad eyesight and is able to have this new technology on there, but the other daughter, no, it's all blurred and she's not going to be able to use it. How would that work?
That's a very good question, actually.
You buy two.
Excellent.
Apple
So,
solution.
money for them. Yeah.
That works for Apple. Always buy two.
Excellent.
Well, I know it's not official, but people have said that that's their response to why don't you have user profiles?
Yeah, exactly, because you want I'm as guilty. There are 3 iPads in this house, one for each, because you can't do that, can you?
Yeah.
And it would be so easy for them to do that, but they know that you need 3 iPads for 3 people. How dare you have one iPad for all of your family? That's not right.
I must be just tight then, because my girls have got one between them.
Sorry?
I said I must be just tight then, because my girls have got one between them.
Oh,
You're the exception that proves the rule, my friend.
Yeah, and I see
Indeed.
iPads like underpants. you don't share them.
Jeff, if you shared
right,
your underpants, they would make some money on eBay, I tell you.
Unless you're selling them
I think
on
back
eBay.
when she'd be after them, I think she'd buy them quite quickly.
Yeah, and then she'd put a hit out on anyone who bid against her.
That could be interesting. It's tempting just to.
Oh, I am not overstating this.
I know. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should
Yes.
start an auction.
I will outbid you all. For Jeff underpants, they'll be like the Superman pants. I wear them on the outside of my clothes, and then it would say JG on the outside, and I will stand there and I will do this, and I have I have the
Oh my
power.
God.
I have the power of the gamut,
Oh God.
and only the seed of gamut would make me weak.
I'm terrified of where this is going. I'm really glad I got a
You
second
know,
cider.
I did warn you.
You did.
Oh, we lost Sarah again.
She'll
I
be back.
can't imagine why.
Uh,
You know, in a twisted
Talk
way,
about
I
lucky
want to see the
timing.
photograph.
Jeff, my address is. Anyway, well,
Oh Lord.
well, luckily we finished Sarah's story before we lost her again.
Yes.
So, Jeff, how smutty is your story? How smutty?
Okay, I'll give you choices.
Okay.
Oh
We
God.
can go.
Okay.
We can go with the story that I found before you tasked me, which is what's Japan thinking kind of thing.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
We can go with the story you tasked me to find, which is a bit more intimate.
Or we can trade it all for what's behind door number 3.
I'm all for intimacy, Jeff. Please.
All right. There we go. Okay.
In case you couldn't tell.
So no, I hadn't picked up on that at all. All right. So the deal is where technology goes, sex goes, right? And so once I was tasked with finding
Okay,
something.
Paul, you're laughing, but let me tell you what. When porn started trying to make high-quality DVDs, porn chose Blu-ray. Do you have an HD DVD player at your house? I don't think so.
And if you go back farther,
Porn
chose-
chose VHS.
and that's why you don't have a Betamax.
Can you make an assumption of what player I've got because I look like I've got porn DVDs?
No, this has nothing to do with you having porn. This has to do with porn chose a Blu-ray player as Blu-ray as the high-quality technology that they were going to go with.
Instead of
As
HD
a result, you do not have an HD DVD player because nothing uses HD DVD, and we call HD DVD the Betamax of DVD formats
Yeah,
because
no.
Betamax was also skipped over
No,
by the porn industry, and
the-
here we are.
The porn HD DVD is rubbish, I'll tell you. It's anyway, Jeff, please. Bring us back.
Anyhow, so once I was tasked with finding something a little more racy for the show, I came across this new product that's coming out, so you can use Google Glass for remote sex. No kidding. And so I found it first through an article, and so I'll drop the article into the chat room. And so basically the way it works is you and your partner, wherever they happen to be, will both be wearing your Google Glass, and so you can see what's going on, and then you can issue commands to your Google Glass related to whatever it is that you are currently doing or experiencing with your partner. And then when you reach that special point of no return where you need to be focused just on you, then you tell Google Glass, pull out.
Oh no, you can't. No.
Yes.
Oh no, no.
And,
Look at your link now. Oh,
This
no.
is absolutely shocking because Matt is listening to this podcast, so I am keeping stum all the way through.
Lee, welcome to the British Tech Network.
I
Now,
feel
what I'm-
totally initiated.
What I find really
Hi, Lee's
interesting
daughter.
about this-
It's like, I was on the big show this week. What's this?
Yeah, okay, so what I find interesting about this is that this is something that actually could make Google Glass viable in
That's
the
true.
marketplace.
It could.
And
A bit.
but okay, now here's the funny part. I just dropped a link to the.
Because
to
we're
the
not there
company
yet. Okay.
Yes, we're there.
So they're pushing this as a great thing for Google Glass, which makes sense because you would be hands-free, so you could focus on other things.
God.
But they're going to release the app first for the iPhone, so that you can have remote virtual sex sessions with people over your iPhone, and then record and save videos.
Don't say over your iPhone, please. Oh my word.
You do
Yeah,
realise
so-
that when Batwent catches up with this, you are in deep trouble, Mr. Gamet. You know that, don't you?
I see a business opportunity here.
In
That's
trouble,
very, very
nothing. He's just gonna start getting emails of gifting him the app.
No, has anyone thought about the Google Glass app that overlays someone else's face over someone else? That's the killer, isn't it?
My guess is that's coming.
It is, quite literally.
It's an in-app purchase.
Yes.
It's
And
an in-app.
sweetheart, I don't think about Google Glass at all.
Oh God.
Like, honestly, it's a novelty, and the only reason I have ever openly expressed any interest in it, and I can't be secret about this because it's one of my favorite pictures of me ever, is there was a guy from Google Glass. Oh, quit! There was a guy from the Google Glass team who was at MacTech this year.
Didn't even.
And he had Google Glass, and he let me put it on, and they also had a reconstruction of the bridge of the Enterprise D at the show. So I have a picture of me sitting in the captain's chair wearing Google Glass, which is like some sort of nerd singularity, and I just figured it would make an awesome photo, so I took it, and I think it's a really awesome picture, and that's really the only time I've ever had any interest in Google Glass. I got to see it, and it just looks very obvious about, hi, there's an excellent chance I'm invading your privacy right now. What little you have left, I'm taking, and I find that irksome. So that's it. I really
now
don't give it a lot of thought.
with Glance, this app, you can really intrude onto someone's privacy.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Well, that's
puppies.
a very, very dirty laugh.
Yeah. Well,
Kelly.
iBookery has now chosen the title for the show, which is "Okay, Glass, Pull Out." I'll take that.
So puppies.
Anyway, everyone,
Unicorn chaser, unicorn chaser, unicorn chaser.
everyone, put your hands together.
But only if you're wearing Google Glass, because if you're using the iPhone version, you have to keep one hand free.
I knew it'd get out of control. I'm glad.
Hi, Lee's daughter.
Hi, Lee's daughter.
You can't do that after this sort of story. So, what is the future, Jeff?
I think this is going to be a big seller for broadband internet connections.
Oh my word! It's all gone wrong, isn't it?
Oh well, okay, yeah.
The trick is, for broadband like that, can you keep it up?
So we've gone. It's VHS, Blu-ray, Google Glass.
Apparently, yeah.
Well,
So-
except they're starting with the iPhone,
Ah,
There's
even though
that.
they touted this as a Google Glass product.
that's a good point, isn't it? No, that is a really good point. But no, I'm not even going to go there.
I don't know. Maybe they're concerned about going off half-cocked.
Oh!
Boom, boom.
I was going to ask the question: has the first video been made with Google Glass? But I'm not even going to go there because that's awful.
It's been out for more than 20 minutes, so yes.
Okay, and they heard us and they've done it. Yes, they have. Oh,
Now,
my-
imagine when someone figures out how to hack Google Glass so that you can link it directly to your iPad, and then
Oh no!
you get
No!
what? What?
You're going back to the flashlight, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yes, you have, haven't you? Oh
I-
no!
No, I do not have one. Although I've had several people ask if I'm going to get one because they want me to do a review.
Jeff, I will buy you one because that would probably be the most epic tech review of all time. If Jeff Gamet reviewed the flashlight with Google Glass.
Can you imagine the photos?
I can. That's the problem.
This is live on the internet right now.
This is not on the internet right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
you and may not post this show.
No,
but
he will.
We'll enjoy it for what it is.
He'll post it. He'll just shake
He
his head the
absolutely
whole
will.
way through.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah. The big show has taken a whole new meaning.
Really?
It's just cold in here, okay?
Sarah, your computer crashed in the nick of time.
Oh.
That's all I can
Really? What did I miss?
say.
Remote sex through Google Glass.
Oh, okay.
I need to open a window in here. I really do.
Is it getting hot in here, or is it just you?
It's I think it's me and you, Jeff. It's a worrying scenario, but anyway, the
There's
whales are
probably some fanfic out there somewhere already.
the
Paul looks
whale
forward to your letters.
the whales are not going to help me now, are they?
No, I don't think they are.
No, it's all over. Well, really cool thing to say, Lee. I am so sorry. But
No, it's
save
not
us.
a problem.
Save us.
He's sorry that you have to follow that, is what he's apologizing for.
I don't
There's
think
absolutely
top
no
that,
problem,
Lee.
I'm afraid.
I don't think I am sorry. I do appreciate Jeff's stories.
Okay,
I
never
think we
mind.
all
He's
do.
not story. Okay, what you got, Lee?
Okay, well, I didn't have very long to prepare because I got my emergency sort of Twitter message from Paul
I gave
about
about
6:30.
Yeah, I gave about
Well,
an hour. Yeah.
It was about
Okay.
an hour. But the one that I
Longer
have
than
got
some
is
of us
quite,
sometimes.
quite relevant. Facebook. There's a company called, an antivirus firm called Bitdefender that have published today the most popular malware scams that have been out in 2014. And there are some of them that are just absolutely ridiculous. For example, if you click here, you can see a sex tape of Rihanna with her boyfriend. If I was to click that link, the only thing I'd see getting shagged would be my MacBook Pro as they gradually get beaten from the inside out.
Yeah, yeah. Following the form.
Was that good? Was that good? Excellent. I feel good now.
That was
But my
fantastic.
question is, when you look at the different sort of scams that are on there, are Facebook doing enough to be able to stop these scams coming up, or do we have some kind of a obligation as a country to be able to educate our users more and have more responsibility when they're going onto sites like Facebook, etc.? I just think there's a discussion to be had there.
Definitely.
Well, some of the ads on Facebook are just totally wrong, aren't they?
They're ridiculous,
They are.
aren't they? They're just,
Yeah,
they're just
they
so
are. They are the most ridiculous ads in the world. I assume that it's all kind of this kind of social engineering thing where it's all based on things we searched for before, because obviously when the Facebook cookies follow us everywhere, don't they?
Mhm.
That's why
They
that's,
do.
Absolutely.
That's why I buy something and then I go to the site where I'm going to buy it and they tell me to buy it, because Facebook is tracking me everywhere I go.
And then you get those ads forever on other sites.
Yeah, the worst kind of advert is the advert for the thing you bought, because that's the most pointless advert in the whole wide world.
Absolutely. I've already got one. Why do I want to buy another one?
Yeah.
I've just bought a 3-piece suite.
Oh, you mean like Blu-ray?
A 3-piece suite, Lee? Well, oddly enough, no, I don't. I might buy some cushion, but I don't want to buy a 3-piece suite. It's mad. So annoying.
No, actually, Facebook ads are probably the worst ads in the world, because who clicks on Facebook ads? You know, are we all Facebook users?
Minimally.
Pretty much.
Yeah, minimally. Yeah.
Really sort of, I've really cut down now. The only thing I go on Facebook to do is basically any photos that my wife puts up of my children, and that's about it. Generally, all I see when I start going down my wall is people that are having a better than I am. Well, I don't really, every time I come home from work, so I pretty much stop there, and I find Twitter a much more sort of professional and grown-up use of my time.
That's
Oh my
what,
god.
That's why I hate that is why I hate Facebook, because I go on there and we go, yeah, I'm on the beach, I'm in a pub, oh yeah, I'm at work. You arse.
That's why first make sure that you go to most recent. If you're going to use Facebook, go to most recent, and then it just shows you from newest to oldest, and it shows you everybody, and it doesn't care, and it doesn't do any of that top post shenanigans that makes it so that those are the things that you see.
My mum's on Facebook, that's why I do not use it.
Oh, that's why I do use it. Every once in a while I'll put on there what I'm up to so that my mom can keep up.
No, see, I don't want
No,
to
the good stuff doesn't go on Facebook. No.
See, my mum's quite a celebrity around here, and you don't want to know what my mum is up to around here.
How is she a celebrity?
Really do not want to know.
I don't
You've
know,
now
now I
got
kinda
our
do.
interest peaked, Paul. How is your mum a celebrity?
Yeah, I kind of want to follow your mom now.
See,
Well,
yeah,
we
I
all do.
kinda
We're carrying on until you tell us.
my mum is a minor singing. My mum is a minor singing celebrity in these parts, and
Oh.
Does she have Google Glass? No reason.
Hey, Jeffrey, you and my mother. You and my mother. No way. All right, because I am not having dad. I am. Daddy.
I really want to be on that show. You're not my real dad.
Daddy Jeff ain't crossing the line. Mum comes over and goes, I met a new fella. Yeah, he's nice. Yeah, blonde hair. Yeah, soft spoken. Yeah, he does podcasts on the internet. It's Jeff Gabbett. He's your new dad. Yeah, cheers. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there'd be a little bit of therapy going along with that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, hello, Daddy. How are you? You owe me 37 years of pocket money.
How many whales is this?
This is disappointment. You'll get used to it.
Actually, I can sit in the beard. You know, the flowing locks here. You know. Actually, Jeffrey, could I get a sample of your DNA and just to double check it at this end?
Sure, let me just pop some in the mail for you.
Thank you very much. Jeff, that's the show title. Jeff Gabbett is my dad.
I think that works. That's a good one.
Anyway, back to Facebook advertisements.
And their lameness.
They are
Absolutely.
And loneliness.
That too.
Yeah, loneliness.
Well, I think there's a certain amount of it that you can't help people with. Like, there's this scam, I don't know if it's going around over there or not, but there's a scam here where somebody will call you and they will say, your Microsoft Windows machine has a virus.
Yeah.
And you need to pay me some money.
That's been going on for ages, Kelly.
And I will help you clear it up.
Yeah.
I never know what gets popular enough to make it over there, or maybe it started over there. I don't know. But anyway, the problem is people go, "Oh God, really?" Because they don't know. And I feel like these are people who by now actively are not learning about it, and it's sucky. Like, make a little bit of effort. You know, like I don't know how to rebuild the engine in my car, but I know some basic stuff like when it won't turn on, you know, or if I look at the gas tank and the gas tank is empty, maybe I should put some gas in it. Like, I know some really basic stuff. And if I knew that much basic stuff about my computer, I wouldn't fall for any of these things. So I do think there's a certain amount of education and, like Lee said, a conversation that needs to happen with that. No. And I am 100% for it because I've given a talk about security basics at Macworld, and I've given a similar talk to a couple of Mac user groups, just really, really basic stuff. Like, we know about keeping our cars safe. You know, if somebody really wants in, you're not going to be able to stop them. But if you do the basic stuff like roll up the windows and lock the doors and take the keys with you, and you don't leave your laptop sitting on the front seat, there's a good chance that your car's not going to be the one they try to take. It's going to be the one where the windows are down and the guy left the keys in the ignition.
I think that's really the point that I was trying to allude to there, Kelly, and I'm really glad that you said that, because it's very, very easy to blame Facebook for being able to let all of these ads and this, that, and the other go on there. But I mean, come on, if people need to make the effort to be able to understand exactly what it is that they're getting into when they're going online, and I don't think that happens.
Exactly, and it doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. And I think part of that has to do with being new, relatively. The internet is relatively new. It has been around. It has not been around for most people's entire lives. Yeah. Certainly not my entire, like, publicly. It has not been around for my entire life. And I think that there's a certain amount of it, like with ATMs, you know, you learn, you know, people tell you, you know, don't go to the ATM alone at night and stand there counting hundreds of dollars you just took out of the ATM. And when you get out of your car, make sure you lock the doors. And if you know, there's a reason that the detachable face stereo exists. It's so people won't try and take your car radio. So make sure you take the detachable face with you. Don't leave valuable stuff in your car. Put it in the back where people can't see it. People tell you this stuff because those are things that have been around for a very long time, and those are the basic security steps that people take in order to keep their car from being stolen, from getting mugged at the ATM, whatever. If somebody really wants in your car, they're going to do it. And you know how I know this? Because both my car and my husband's car have had the window bashed in. So, yes, I mean, it's a thing that can happen, but if you do the basic stuff, there's a very good chance that it will never, ever happen to you. And there's nothing, that's just the way it is. The problem is we have people who know very little, don't even know what questions to start asking, to start wrapping their head around all of this, because everybody who knows a lot about security starts talking about algorithms and password entropy and all kinds of things, and it is very easy to get either very bored, and now the guy's an adult in a peanut special, or gets very intimidated and like, I don't want to ask any more questions. Or they ask somebody questions, they ask the kid or the grandkid or the nephew or whatever, and you ask about security, whatever, and the kid goes, and you're like, well, fine, if you're not going to answer me, I just give up. And people just up and quit. And so I think that there does definitely need to be a conversation. There needs to be some education out there. There needs to be a crusade about this. I mean, we've had a couple of PSAs that I've seen here. That's one of them is a coffee shop, and a guy in a suit starts walking up to people and saying, I'm from Nigeria and I have a bunch of money I would like to wire to your bank account. And everybody in the coffee shop goes, no. And then at the end of the ad, it says, if somebody said this to you in person, would you believe it?
Exactly.
And, that's like, there's some really basic rules like that. Like, we all know them. We've all learned at this point that Bill Gates isn't sending us to Disneyland if we forward this email to everybody. There's no such thing as a good times virus. It's really just a virus of taking up space on people's hard drives till the end of time. Lots and lots of these things are stuff that we all learned probably the hard way.
Yep.
And so, it's still a thing that happens. It's just that I learned to get over that kind of thing in 1991, and not everybody did. Oh my God, that was a long time ago. Anyway. So
I've just popped a link into the chat room there, which has actually got the top 10 Facebook scams that are out there. Now, the first one, which is 30% of the total scams, is total profile views and visitors, which I can understand why people would click that. That's not unreasonable for anyone to do. And the second one is change your Facebook color, which is 7.38%. But the third one we've already covered, Rihanna sex tape with her boyfriend. But the fourth one, check this status update and you'll get a free Facebook t-shirt. So that is the fourth highest Facebook scam out of all the Facebook scams that you got in the world. Who's that desperate to have a Facebook t-shirt?
Who would wear a Facebook t-shirt?
Well, apparently quite a few people.
I guess.
There is a good trick. When they phone you up and go, you've got a problem with Windows, what you do is you leave your house and walk around the outside and go, yeah, kitchen window needs sorting out, bathroom window needs sorting out. That really freaks them out, and they hang up. So
tumbleweed.
Oh, come on, it wasn't that bad, was it?
That's a Norwich joke. Come on.
It's a Norwich joke. No, don't get started on Norwich jokes. I bet a whole bash with Norwich jokes. I'm not even going with Norwich jokes.
Let's see if we can hear Sarah. Sarah, I know I can see you, but you were asking if we could hear you. So.
Oh, we can hear you, Sarah.
Yes, indeed.
Welcome back.
That's plan B. That's believe it or not, using the microphone on the camera rather than this wonderful podcaster that I've got here, Mike. Ah, wonderful.
Well, perfect timing, because you now got to listen to my story. Nintendo, do you remember them?
I love them.
Yeah.
You love them?
I do. Even though they won't give me Zelda on my phone, I still love them.
Well, you will enjoy my conversation then, because obviously their sales have dipped again because they were betting the farm on Mario Kart 8.
Yes, they were.
They were betting their entire
I remember them betting.
Yeah, they were betting their entire company on one game. Unfortunately, it failed because they're hoping that obviously Mario Kart 8 would stem growth in the Wii U. Unfortunately, 80% of people who bought Mario Kart 8 were already Wii U owners. So obviously they're hemorrhaging money left, right, and centre. And what have they got coming out in the next 12 months? Zelda, Smash Brothers, all the games that come out for every console they've ever had. At what point are Nintendo going to work out that selling the games on their platform is not the way to make money, and selling games on all the other platforms? And I had a chat at the pub at lunchtime with Jim in the chat room. You know, Mario Kart, Mario, Zelda on my iPhone, especially with all the game controllers, is a $1 billion industry, isn't it?
I have said this and said this and said this. I would pay $5 for straight up Super Mario Brothers again. I would pay $5 for Legend of Zelda again. I have bought, how many copies of Legend of Zelda? I've bought at least 2, possibly 3 full-on copies, because when I custom ordered Legend of Zelda on the GameCube, I was able to get the additional game disc that had all the previous Zelda games upon it. It is one of my most treasured possessions. This is the thing I will come back for if my house catches fire, is that disc. Because it's like it is the game I love to play. When the GameCube came out, because I'm a huge Nintendo fan, because of Legend of Zelda primarily, and then Mario is just a bonus. When it was first announced, my husband said, "So, I guess you'll be wanting a GameCube for Christmas." I said, "No." "What do you mean, no?" "Well, I don't want one. There's no Zelda game for the GameCube yet, so I don't want one." So then the next year, I went up to him, yes. So the next year I said, they announced it for March, now I need one. Zelda comes out in March, you better get me a GameCube for Christmas. And so I got one. And I got a Wii, and I've never upgraded to the U because I can't figure out why. And it's that simple. And they could get $5 out of me for every one of those games. Yeah. So suppose they give me a Super Mario, maybe a Mario Kart with the accelerometer in the phone, to control. So they give me Super Mario, they give me a Mario Kart, they give me a Legend of Zelda, and, I don't know, a Super Smash title or something, or a Kirby title. And if you gave me those 4 games, I would pay $5 for each of those games with a smile on my face and a song in my heart. And so they're going to get their $20 from Kelly, minus Apple's cut, whereas right now they want me to pay $120 to get all of that, and I'm not going to do it. So they can get $20 from me.
When this is going to happen, Kelly.
Or no money from me. Yeah, so can I. It's probably the 16th of never, because Nintendo does not subscribe to the law that the world is better when you do what I say.
No, it will happen, and it will happen 6 months after Nintendo is bought by another company.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sega have done it. Sega have ported all
Sega rebuilt as an iOS game company, and they're doing rather well.
Absolutely. As soon as the 3 Sonics came out, they were the first purchase I had on my iPhone, Sonic 1, 2, and 3.
Everybody went, "Oh my God, Sonic!"
Absolutely. It's part of my childhood, and I want it back.
Yeah. You were a Game Gear boy, were you?
Absolutely.
Do you have a TV tuner?
No, sorry, we weren't that posh. No.
So today, incidentally, since we're talking about games, today's the Game Boy's 25th anniversary.
25th?
Wow.
25th.
No, that's probably old, isn't it? But like, there's a game I've got on my phone now, which is F1 Race Stars, which is a complete, it's Codemasters. It's an absolute rip-off of Mario Kart. It's got coins, it's got weapons, it's exactly using accelerometer and everything. And it is Mario Kart in every sense of the word, but because I'm an F1 fan, I'm even more interested because it's got all the characters from F1. Nintendo could just make a killing. You release Mario Kart on iOS. I'm sorry, that's 5. I don't know. It's the number more. You sell it for, I don't know, $3. Everyone's gonna buy it because it's Mario Kart on your phone.
And you know when they should do it? Here's when they should. I know what Jeff says about when it will happen. Here's when I think it should happen. It should happen after the Apple TV gets goosed up. It gets a little more exciting. And then the Apple TV gets an app store, and now you can play. I know they'll never do it, but if I can get Mario Kart on my phone, but I can be competing with someone up on my TV.
Yeah.
I know that means I should be buying a Nintendo, but if you'd rather, but you could make me pay in-app for that. I'll pay another $5 so I can play it on my TV. Yeah. And crush my husband at Mario Kart in 65-inch glory as opposed to the 5 on my phone.
Yeah. Well, hands up, who bought? How many people bought a Wii here?
I did.
I have the original Wii. Yep.
Yeah. And how far past Wii Sports did you get?
Not really.
Exactly.
Lego Star Wars.
Yes.
Guitar
I have some
Hero.
Lego titles and Zelda.
But then Lego Star
Raving
Wars.
Rabbids.
But then Lego Star Wars made its way to iOS, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it proves it works because it's one of the highest grossing games on iOS, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Lego Star Wars
And
is
then I
a
also
huge
have,
game.
I have Guitar Hero too.
Yeah, I've got Guitar Hero and both Super Mario Galaxies as well.
Yeah, but you've not really invested in the software after buying the console, though, have you?
No,
And that-
No, but-
we got an Xbox
No.
360 about 3 months afterwards, I think.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you spend all your money on that because that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing with all, like, I'll go back to Super Nintendo and the SNES, and the titles that were amazing, Street Fighter 2, Final Fight, all that sort of thing. Titles were there, but now it just seems like Nintendo repetitive kind of kind of thing of Mario, Zelda, Smash Brothers on every single platform, whether it be 3DS, 2DS, Wii U, the Wii, and it's like, they're in the same boat that Microsoft are in with Windows Phone, that no one wants to write the software for their platform.
Mm-hmm.
And until they make that software the hardware attractive, no one's going to do it. So, but they've got a backlog, a catalog of titles.
Beloved titles.
Yeah, that you, like as Kelly says, you will pay. If Super Mario World came out on the iPhone tomorrow, what would you do? You'd buy it.
I couldn't buy it fast enough.
Yeah, exactly.
And then gift it, or whatever. Here's the thing that I think Nintendo is really missing out on, because we have an Xbox at my house too. The thing I think they're missing out on is their co-op ability. Because everything you buy for a Nintendo, not everything, but like a lot of multiplayer games you buy for Nintendo are meant to be played by a bunch of people in the same room. And if you want to play a co-op game on an Xbox, and believe me, we've tried, if you want to play a co-op game on an Xbox, either A, the experience for the two of you in the same room really sucks, or B, the presumption by Microsoft is that I'm on my Xbox in my mom's basement, and someone else is on their Xbox in their mom's basement, and the two of us want to play together from remote locations.
Yeah.
We don't want to play together. And that's the thing that I think that they have nailed. Like, the co-op in the Lego titles is awesome. The Mario Kart competition is awesome. Rock Band is another co-op game that's pretty awesome. It's one of the few the Xbox has. Rock Band is one of the few that Xbox has that's actually co-op for a bunch of people in the same place on one Xbox. But when it comes to the co-op gameplay, Nintendo has everybody else beat hands down. And that's the thing that they really need to be cashing in on, because there's nobody else who does that and does games. Like, there's probably not a single Nintendo title that Lee would be uncomfortable with his daughter playing. And he cannot say that, I'm assuming, he cannot say that about the Xbox.
No, that's very true, because also the advantage that Nintendo, I think, has is because they've got that Japanese cutesy sort of element to, a large proportion of their games. You can have children, from 2 and above playing it quite happily, quite sensibly, and you can have fun with them. And I know that, I've got 2 younger daughters as well, 1 2, 1 7, and yeah, they still use the Wii because it's just so family friendly and so easy for them to use, and it helps with their coordination and this, that, and the other. So no, I think you're absolutely right. They've got it taped.
Yeah. So would someone like to give Nintendo some advice about their way forward? Because they carry on the way they're going, they're in dire straits, aren't they? They really are.
Yep, it's time for them to start selling their games on other platforms.
Yeah, and same way Microsoft's doing the same thing at the moment, aren't they? They're thing with the Office apps for iPad and things. It can't be limited to your platform alone anymore, can it? You really got to.
Not at all.
You've got to sell it, haven't you? If you've got that back catalogue, it's an absolute farce if you don't.
Okay, here it is. Reggie Fils-Aime, Shigeru Miyamoto-san, please, please, please expand your horizons. Expand your horizons to mobile gaming. I will give you $5 for every one of these games. Lord knows how many quarters you've already gotten from me to play a lot of the stuff. Lord knows how many hours I have spent in front of your consoles with those big red buttons on that Nintendo. Was it the NES Advantage that was the joystick, the big old? Watch out! It's like the size of my iPad, and I used to put it in my lap and play hours and hours and hours of Nintendo. I bought adapters so that I could continue to use that on future game boxes. Please give me these games again, and I will buy them over again. I will never buy a DS3 XL BBQ 4D, whatever the crap that thing is. I don't want it. I have no interest. I will never pop down the money for that. I will give you money for iOS games or Android games all day long.
I think you're absolutely right. As they're obviously worried about hardware sales are going to drop as soon as they make this sort of transition to iOS games, etc. But the simple fact is, as long as there are families playing games, they're going to sell systems. And
They totally are.
people that aren't currently or that won't buy the 3DS or the 4DS because of this already aren't buying it. So what's there to lose? They're going to make the money on the games. There's no question.
And to round this off, as I will, all I can see now is Jeff, a fleshlight, and a power glove.
You know, if that was all available years and years ago, I never would have needed to start dating.
Oh, it's all sorts of wrong, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
And what a perfect time to go into the sponsors. Bless you, sponsors. UK2.
Look what you've done.
Look what you've done. Look what you've done. Yeah, you provide this sort of service. UK2, you provide this sort of service to the world. I'll get hauled up on this one. They provide all the bandwidth for this sort of stuff. You can go back and watch all of our shows with this sort of stuff in it. If you
and the ones without this sort of stuff. There's like a couple.
There are.
Yeah.
I hear.
If you want domain name for this
Well, yeah, because Jeff wasn't on the show from the beginning, so yeah, there's a good chance
Good
there's a
point.
couple with that.
If you want domain name for this sort of stuff, then head on to UK2. Head on to our sponsors link at BritishTechNetwork.com. Click on the sponsors link. We give you VPN, dedicated servers. I don't know what dedicated server is, but we can give you one. There's discount codes for everything you need to do. The best thing about UK2 in the early days, the dark ages, when bandwidth was terribly expensive, they kept BTN going, and without BTN, without UK2, there'd be no BTN. So thank you ever so much. And our big thanks to Network Union, and I'm going to try and read this like I know what I mean. They provide the internet connection to BTN towers, so you can put out these shows, and it looks a lot more professional than what I'm doing right now. If you're a BT business broadband customer, they can tweak your service. They can sort all the sort of things out for you. Get you better service, get you better kind of customer support. Rob, who actually works for Network Union, lives up the road for me. I've been asking for a beer for the last 2 months, but he hasn't come out for one yet. But I do hope he will do. But they are big supporters of BTN, big supporters of the Patreon Fund, and they are absolutely amazing. Without them and UK2, the BTN would not exist. And the most important thing is, for me, the Patreon Fund, which is supported by the people who listen to this podcast, people in the chat room. It supplies all the kind of things that we need, the live stream, the lighting in the studios, everything that you needs to do. It gets everything done. And
this isn't money in our pockets. That's not how the Patreon Fund is working at all.
What the best thing about Patreon is people like what we do, and if you like what this is, Patreon is great because you show that you like what we do, and all we want to do is make this better for you, and we love doing this. We don't make any money from it or anything like that, and by showing your support, that's just reiterates how amazing you guys are by supporting us, and we absolutely love it, and you guys are the best.
I can categorically say I was at the bash and they did not drink all of the Patreon Fund, 100% at all.
There you go.
Lee did not drink. Lee did not drink any of the Patreon.
I was a driver. Absolutely.
No, you watched how much I drank, not of the Patreon Fund, but you did watch me drink.
And I was impressed.
Oh, bless you all. So, without further
Now, there's extra stuff that goes to the Patreon fund, right? We do
Oh,
drawings
God.
for Patreon members and things, people who subscribe and pay.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to find out what the next draw is.
Okay, but we do that. That's a thing for
Oh,
people who don't
we
know.
Oh, Kelly, you are awesome.
He's
Yes,
on fire today.
she is on fire. Without Kelly, what would I do? Yes, we do. There are draws. There are things you can win. Things you can get awesome stuff. Actually, Lee, aren't you the recipient of a Patreon iPad case?
Absolutely, I'm a very keen Patreon subscriber, and I won one of the Jealous skins that was created by Ian Lewis, and
Yeah.
it is on my iPad Air. It is fantastic.
Yeah, you know by appearing on the British Tech Network, ineligible for any Patreon draw.
Ooga. Well, there goes my next prize. Never mind, though.
And also, you will point out you're now writing for us as well.
I am indeed. I'm writing on the help blog. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I need that as an alert noise on my phone. I totally do. That was awesome.
That really was awesome.
Thank you. I'm in awe of you guys normally, but I'm so glad that I can nearly consider myself an equal. That's good.
Oh, you're absolutely equally. You're lovely.
Well, thank you. As are you.
I would ask Lee to say, because obviously you mentioned last week the show hasn't been posted yet, but the bash tickets for next year will be online very soon. As someone who came to the bash for the first time, how did you feel the bash went?
I thought the bash was absolutely fantastic. It was a really, really, really sort of good day. I thought I was going to be a little bit sort of not so much starstruck, but I've been listening to you guys for the best part of a year, and I was a bit worried about meeting Ewan because I thought he's going to be a bit larger than life and I'm going to be a bit, but no, it was just, he was so welcoming. Paul Wheatley was so welcoming, obviously yourself. It was just a really, really nice day. And for those people, I didn't bring my girls, I must admit, because I was a bit worried that it would turn into some sort of a like a geek fest and all we were going to do was talk about tech, but it really wasn't. And next year they're definitely coming without a doubt.
Clearly you didn't see the video of last year's Space Hopper race.
It was glorious.
Don McAllister gave me a blow-by-blow account on that poor bloke. So yeah, but no, it was fantastic. It was fantastic.
And what would you say to anyone who's thinking of going?
Just go. Just go.
It's the best day out ever, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the same advice I give people about Macworld, which is right now, go get a big jar, go write Bash 2015 on it, and that's where your pennies go from now on. You're done.
Will Jeff and Kelly, will we see at the Bash next year?
I certainly hope so.
That'd be amazing.
I want to go so bad.
Yeah. No, it is the best day out ever. So I will say the tickets for next year's are going on sale very, very soon. So if you want to come to the best day out ever, and actually you should post it in the chat room, Lee, your blog post from the day, because that was a perfect sum up of what the day was. Love that.
I completely lost your audio there, Paul. I'm afraid.
Yeah, sorry. Your post from the day. Your post of the bash.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did a review on my website. So what I'll do is on my Twitter feed, and you can get me at Solium, which is SOLIAM says, which is SAYS. I'll post a link within the next sort of 10 minutes. So if you follow me, then you'll be able to see that, and it will take you directly to the review. And there's some good photos there of like the card cutting championships and everyone. Honestly, it was a really, really good day. I can't emphasize that enough. Really good.
Good tourism, man. I like it.
And it was even in Birmingham. I came away from Birmingham and I enjoyed myself.
Alive.
That never happened.
Alive. Anyway, so we ran off the show with the cool things. Oh, at the top of my list is Sarah. We've lost her. So, Kelly, have you got a cool thing for me, my lady?
I do. You're very sweet. This is something that is only mildly technical. For me, it's mostly because I'm so amused by it. And so basically, it's really not tech at all. It's just a cool thing because it makes me laugh very much. And it's this fellow, you guys probably know him. Based on his accent, I'm assuming he's from your side of the ocean. Brett Domino. And I think he is hilarious. And he put together this video that I thought was beautiful because it breaks down the formula of how to build a pop song.
Okay.
And so sometimes, I know I've listened to the radio and been like, somebody's like filling out a form and turning that into a hit single. Like that has to be how this is working. And this is totally how it works. And it is so funny. And
he looks awesome.
he's hilarious. It was so funny to watch him talk, because he talks about the whole formula. So like, first you need a hook. Here's how you get one. It's important to make sure that you play this on an instrument that you don't normally play. So here I have a bassoon. And like that's where it starts. And this was my cool stuff found yesterday on Mac Observer. So you can always find it there. But it was like, it cracked me up. And then the best bit is that if you look at like his other video, there's a part 2, how to make a pop song part 2. And part 2, he's like, well, if we start with the current super popular Iggy Azalea song and go from there, and he builds his own song that sounds like it could be an Iggy Azalea song, and you can buy it on iTunes, and it is awesome, and I love it, and it's weird and funny, and I don't know why it entertains me so, but every time I see this, it makes me laugh.
He just said keep it sexy. I'm looking at him and going, oh yes.
Keep it sexy and provocative. And then he talks about sprinkling production dust over the whole thing, and it is so awesome. And his video is dead on, and it is so I put a still up on Mac Observer yesterday, and the still is like part of what makes it so hilarious to me, and it's him playing the bassoon. And I don't know, again, it's one of those things that I cannot explain, but entertains me to no end, and now I'm sharing it with all of you.
I've got to stop watching now.
You do. But then, How to Make a Pop Song Part 2 by Brett Domino is even better. I'm telling you, he made an Iggy Azalea song that I don't hate, and it's awesome.
That is properly awesome. And
not super nerdy, but he is wearing a plaid shirt and glasses, and I think very, very cool. So
he's got CRT TV in the background as well. So
he totally does.
Oh, and a keyboard.
Wow.
Bless
him.
Oh. We all need more people like that.
I know. He's so I love it.
I love how you're so excited by that. I love it.
It's so good. I just like seriously.
I'm watching it with no audio, but I'm enjoying it. So that's so we're like after this, yeah, it's all 1.8 million views already. So on part 1. So after this, I'm gonna go have a look at that.
Well, and I think the description on part 2 is like part 1 was very popular, so I've decided to also offer the advanced course. So he offers the advanced course on how to make a pop song, and seriously, it is good. Like I have it on my phone. I really like that song.
Right, I get to go to bed late tonight watching that then. There we go. Thank you, Kelly. Bless your heart. Mr. Gammett, oh please, come on, please. Come on, please.
All right.
The whale song is.
Do I have to make sure that my daughter's not here now, or what? What happens?
No, actually, your daughter can totally be here for this.
Fantastic, thank you.
Although I'm about to cost you $35.
Oh, blimey.
Okay.
These picks.
Oh, come
always
on, that's like 18 pounds. You're okay.
Yeah, oh, that's true. It's like 18 pounds. So this is like a deal for you guys. Okay, so
this is Jeff saving you 18 pounds.
There we go. So a couple times a year, Lego releases very special kits.
Not Lego, no, Jeff.
Oh yes.
Oh
yes.
There is nothing wrong with Lego. Keep going, Mr. Gammett.
Yeah, you're. I think you're going to like this. So.
It's this iPad case.
Yeah. Oh, I could make a Lego iPad case. That would be fun. Tomorrow's August 1st. The new Lego Ideas kits come out, and these are the special kits that are designed by Lego fans.
User submitted.
Yes, user submitted ideas, and the kit that comes out tomorrow, as part of this, is the Lego Exosuit.
Oh my God! You guys!
Yes. Now, there are several things that make this really cool. The first one is this is the very first time a Lego Ideas, formerly Kuso, kit has been approved that is completely original. So it's not based on on something from the real world or movie characters, and it's this really, really well designed exoskeleton, like worker space battlesuit sort of thing for Lego minifigures. The other thing that makes it, well, there's actually two more things. Animaniacal devotion to the Pope.
Come in again.
Yeah, I'll come in again. Okay, so when Lego decided they were going to go ahead and produce this kit, what they did was they started building it, and they're like, the changes we're making, we need to have the guy that designed the original kit, who is an independent master builder, take a look at it. And they showed it to him, and he's like, this is total crap. And Lego came back and said, we had a feeling you might say that.
Oh, no.
Would you please come in and help us design the production kit? And so this is the only time that someone has been asked to come in from outside of Lego to help make the kit come together. Now, here's the other thing that makes it so awesome. The minifigures that come with it are completely new. They are green spacemen.
I see it, man.
And Lego has never had green for the spacemen, and they have not released new space minifigures in almost 30 years. The figures, one is male, the other is female. The male is named after the guy that designed the kit. The female is named after his girlfriend. It's a beautiful kit. It's really well designed, and it goes on sale August 1st, and I believe it's $35.
It is, yes.
So that means tomorrow, you guys are spending $35.
It does look superb. It looks fantastic. I like that.
That's
Lady Spaceman, that's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
See, whatever Jeff says is got some sort of filth. It's Lego filth or flashlight filth, but it is filth. And I'm gonna have to spend some money on it.
Yeah, this is really cool. I will be buying my kit tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And I'll also be buying the other kit that comes out tomorrow, which is really cool. Okay, here's a bonus cool thing found for you. The other Lego Ideas kit that's coming out is Women in Science.
Okay.
And that one is a unique kit as well, because it is designed just as an original idea. Hold on, I'm grabbing the link for everyone on this. And
So good.
there we go. Wind Rider is like a day ahead of us. I forgot. So he probably already has these delivered.
He could have them now.
Yeah, he could have them now. So the Women in Science, they changed the name to Research Institute, and so it has a chemical scientist, a paleontologist, and an astronomer, and they're all women, and I think it's a really cool kit. I think it's really well designed. There you go. And that one's $20.
That's amazing. You are the Lego master.
He is.
Really
It's a little alarming, and it's a little amazing.
Yeah. Every time Jeff does like a pick, I have to go and like speak to my wife and go, "We need to talk, dear," because she's my she.
And now she's like, "Oh no, you were talking with Jeff again, weren't you?"
Yeah, I know exactly.
She hates Jeff now, yeah.
She knows. So I'm out of money. Yeah, well, I have a child. But she'll love it. She'll love it. She'll love the Lego Women in Science. It's diversity and equality.
See,
Girl power,
Yeah.
like all those Spice Girls records you've been playing.
It's girl power. Oh God, did I really just do that? Anyway, let's go away from that.
I'm gonna need that as a text tone too.
Want me going girl power?
Yes.
Yeah. You don't believe I really have the Spice Girls? No, actually, let's carry on. Lee, save me, please.
Okay, well, mine's unfortunately not quite as exciting as Lego. Currently, I'm writing a book at the moment, and it's if you know me, then you know
Awesome.
that I'm into Macs and iOS heavily, and I'm into productivity heavily. So the book that I'm writing is the 20 top apps that I currently use for achieving high levels of productivity, or what I consider to be high levels of productivity, and what my workflows are. Until I discovered this app called KeyCue, which is Keycue, and I've had to change the title of the book to my top 21 apps because I can't leave this application out. And essentially what it does is, once you install it, if you keep your finger on the command key or propeller key or cloverleaf key or whatever for about a second and a half, every single shortcut for the particular app that you have got will be displayed and overlaid on your screen, as well as all of your system shortcuts that you can potentially use at that given time. So anything that you can use is highlighted in yellow, I believe, and anything that you don't use very often will be in white. And it's just awesome. I cannot believe that I haven't discovered this app before. You can get it at, I'll put the link in the chat room, but it's www.ergonis, which is ERGONIS.com. And I've made quite good friends with the developer, because obviously I've had to write to him and ask for permission to screenshot in the book, etc. And he's been fantastic. He's really keen to strike up a partnership. He's got 2 other apps out at the moment as well. One called Typinator, which is a bit of a rival for Text Expander. So I'm certainly going to be having a look at that, because I love Text Expander. It is central to most of the things that I do. But I'm always interested to try something else. And there's another app which I haven't tried at all, which is called Popcar, as in CHARX.
Oh, Popcar is fantastic.
Oh, Jeff, I've got it installed. I haven't played with it. What does it do?
Okay, Popcar, I started using it long ago, back when I was in the graphic design world, because there's so many characters that you can use in your documents that you don't actually have keyboard shortcuts for, or that you can't remember the keyboard shortcuts for. Popcar shows you every single character and every single typeface, and lets you drop any one of the symbols that you can have in a typeface into your documents. You can search for specific characters, and then if you have characters or symbols that you use on a regular basis and need to access quickly, then you can build favorites, and so you can have like a panel that just has the characters that you use all the time.
Oh, excellent!
And, yeah,
that's so good. Well, I've got it installed, so I'm looking forward to playing with that then. Brilliant.
Yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it.
Oh, superb. So yeah, that's my pick. I can't recommend it enough. It's brilliant. It works out about, I think it's €19.99, which threw me on the website, and it equates to about £15.
Fun.
But yeah, but you can download a free trial and see how you like it. But once you download it, you will buy it. Guaranteed.
Proper amazing.
Excellent. Well, you can put it on your Mac Pro, Paul, which I.
Did you see it? Did you see today my Mac Pro?
Yes,
my Mac
I
Pro
saw your
arrived.
Mac Pro selfie. Brilliant.
And it is the top level one as well.
Absolutely. So you use it to about 0.5% of its capacity?
Oh, jeez.
No, I'm currently running the show off it. Honestly.
So he's using a full % back off. Is what he's saying.
Okay, fair enough. That's fine.
I got my Mac Pro. It's still wrapped in plastic. Yeah, the guys at work were really kind to on the box of the Mac Pro, they put a label printer on it, and they put bin, and on the bin they put Mac Pro. I thought, yeah, you're a clever bunch of buggers, aren't you? But anyway, my pick. I've been going around where I live and finding lunch boxes with crap in them. You're probably wondering what that is.
No, we know what crap is.
Yeah.
Well, crap is,
I'm curious why you'd actively seek that out, but okay.
No, crap.
Yeah, who are we to judge?
Crap.
Yeah, we don't judge.
Crap is as in people's personal possessions they think are of some value.
Random items.
Bless my wife, I'm into geocaching. And the reason why is that the National Trust, who are Lee will probably back me up on this, they're curators of all the kind of stately homes and things in the UK and all the kind of national parks and all that sort of thing. They've done a promotion in the UK this year, which is things to do before you're 11 3/4. And there's a little tick list of things to do. And my daughter is coming up very quickly to being 11 3/4. So we've been going through the list, going tick, 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 caught a crab, done this, climbed a mountain, and all this sort of thing. And it was like, find a geocache. And my wife's like, what's a geocache? And I was like, well, it's these little boxes that have these little GPS transmitters in them. And she's gone out on her own and got an app from the official website, which is geocaching.com. And she's actually been going out around in Norwich, which is, you wouldn't think there'd be many geocaches, but they're like 400 or 500. So she's been going out and finding little boxes of trinkets and things, and I've been giving it a go the last couple of days. I've got the official geocache app, and it's absolutely brilliant. You know, you get little hints where they are, and you get a bit dirty trying to find them. But if you're in the UK or anywhere in the world, really, I think it's more in America. But if you
Yeah, we have a lot of them here.
yeah, but if you're just going out for a walk, you know, I'd never even clocked it, and I'm almost embarrassed. My wife kind of found it before I did, and I'm off for 2 weeks, starting tomorrow with my daughter. And the one thing we're going to do is get our iPhones out, get the geocache app out, and go and find these little things. And it's just a great little thing to do. You know, what a great thing, because they've got little logbooks in them where you can fill in that you found them and all that sort of thing. You can report online and do all that sort of stuff. Just a great little family thing to do, just using technology to go
Outside.
outside, and to go and find new places you probably wouldn't have gone to before if you hadn't have been pulled to it by the geocache. So just, you know, so simple. And if anyone wants to tell what technology is, because I think there's a sticker on the box that might give off GPS. I'm not too sure, but I'm not sure how it gives it a signal. But around where I live, in the depths of Norfolk, there are loads. So we're going to go out and find them all over the holidays. Just a great little thing for the summer. So if you're looking for, you know, we're a week into the summer holidays in the UK, get the geocache app and just go out for a walk. Do it. And why not?
It's super fun.
Good pick.
Yeah, dad stuff. You know, I got 2 weeks to fill with an 11-year-old daughter. I had to find some. So, well, thank you everyone. This has been a fantastic show. Actually, it's always a fantastic show, you lot. All we need to know is where to get a hold of you. And with the absence of Sarah, Kelly, where can we get hold of you?
You can find me on Twitter and on app.net as Verso, and you can find me writing things over at macobserver.com.
Fantastic. Mr. Jeffrey Garrett, I live up to your every meme.
Well, first, thanks for having me on yet again. I'm always amazed that I get to come back. You can find me at macobserver.com, just like Kelly. And thank you, Kelly, for all the awesome stuff you write. You can find me on a bunch of podcasts like Apple Context Machine, the iOS Show. You can find me here. The new podcast I started at Mac Observer called TMO Daily Observations. Twitter, I'm Jay Gamet. And you can find me at freshbrewtales.com, where I talk about the interesting things that I see happen at coffee shops.
Which is one of the funniest websites I've ever read.
Why, thank you.
Love it.
Absolutely love that. Absolutely. Well, obviously, Sarah, we lost Sarah a little while back. Sarah's at Sarah Jane UK on Twitter, and obviously she's on the Big Show and the Help Show on the BTN. And I'm Paulums, and I'm always here at British Tech Network doing these sort of things, filling in for the governor. And thank you everyone for turning up. Thank you everyone for and Lee, no, I'll do this.
I was polite.
No, I didn't. No, I will say this now. I'll actually public apology, because the last show I did, I missed Jeff out.
Yeah, I know.
And I did apologise to Jeff.
Have it.
And I've done it again because I didn't follow my notes. Lee, you're very good for doing this. Mr.
No problem.
Lee, where are you, sir?
Okay, you can find me on Twitter at SoliumSays, which is SOLIAMSAYS. I've also doing my own blogging website at www.soliumsays.com, and I've now started writing for the British Tech Network, so www.britishtechnetwork.com.
You have, haven't you? Fantastic.
I have indeed.
Yes, I do apologise. I'm not.
Fine, honestly.
You didn't expect for me to be professional, did you?
I was so impressed all the way through, something had to drop.
Yeah, there you go.
And it did.
It did. Yes.
So thanks for not letting me down.
Cheers, mate. She picked me up. Well, thank you, everyone. It's been a great show, and hopefully the government will be back next week and pick up as normal. See you all later. Bye.
Bye.